Welcome to Two Guys, Three Crowns, the podcast that talks about what it's really like to live in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Sean, and with my fellow American Rodney, we break down the good, the bad, and the just plain weird. It's quite the journey, so join us for the ride. You know it's easy. It's easy like Sunday morning. I'm no Lionel Richie, but
no, and you know what? I think that's
gotta get the good vibes out
but
there.
I think Easy that's the Commodores.
Is it really?
Yeah,
the original?
That's Lionel. Yeah, that's Lionel Richie before he went all Lionel Richie.
That's like singing the Police.
Like Sunday morning.
Yeah, see, you got it much better, much better.
Because I'm easy.
Oh, there we go.
Woo!
Got some pipes over there.
Woo! Yeah, we are easy. What's happening, buddy? How are you?
So having an easy breezy Sunday,
Okay.
soaking up this sunshine that we got.
Nice.
See, it was either easy like Sunday morning or I got sunshine.
Yeah, but
But I feel like we just did that one.
No, it would have been like, we had sunshine yesterday.
Well, it's still
for
peeking through up here in Hammarbyhöstad every now and then.
Okay. Well, then you guys stole it because I'm looking outside right now. We got.
So, speaking of the weather, I just have to bring this up. I know, talking about the weather is can be a controversial thing sometimes, but there's a hurricane in the Mediterranean. What is going on?
Bro, there were like tens. I mean, there was so much hurricane stuff going on because they ran out of names, right? And then
now it's
went,
Alpha.
Yeah, they went.
There's one off the coast of Portugal, one in the middle of the Mediterranean. I'm like, okay, hurricanes, stop following me. I ghosted you years ago. Stop following me.
Yeah, it is. Those weather maps are starting to look kind of sci-fi. I mean, they're definitely
it's like a Jackson Pollock, just color everywhere, like tie-dye even.
Yeah.
And where it's not hurricanes, it's on fire.
Right. And when they start running out of names and start having to but who came up with that? Is that like a rule in the rule book? It's like, hey, if we run out of names for a season, then we go Roman.
I believe so, because it happened back in 2005, I think they said.
Okay.
But yeah, they always have a backup and all that kind of stuff. Now, if they run out of Greek names, then I think they're in trouble at that point.
Hey, you know what? I think if they run out of Greek names, I think we're pretty much all in trouble. I mean,
SOL.
Yeah. No, we start getting too far into the Greek alphabet on hurricane names, and it's pretty much game over.
Seriously.
Yes.
Now, that being said, it is a beautiful weekend. There's a little bite in the air. It's nice and crisp,
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, I'm seeing this word everywhere now. Like where you would see pumpkin spice latte in the U.S. Here it's Höst.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to have to give you 4.5, almost 5 stars on that one. I
Ooh.
like that. Yes. Höst.
So, which is autumn, right?
I think it's fall.
Well, yeah, fall, autumn is the same thing.
Fall, autumn. Yeah. Leaves, gone, yellow, brown, fall. Yeah.
And I've been noticing things in the grocery store, like chanterelles are trying to have their moment again for some reason, and I'm like, get the mushrooms out of here. No one needs that. No one needs
Guess
that.
what I saw yesterday?
What?
I saw full ears of corn. I mean, like corn on the cob, corn
with
cob.
the
husk
leaves
and everything
on it.
on it.
Yeah. The husk.
Yeah. And I haven't seen those in a while. I am getting so used to buying the shrink wrap,
yeah.
The
vacuum packed, yes.
The vacuum packed thing that's
pre-cooked.
And it's not anywhere. That thing moves more than I did in college. I mean, sometimes it's in the veggie area, sometimes it's by the cooler section, sometimes they just move a mountain of corn all over the store.
Or it's like, I
And,
don't know if you saw it at the entrance, but here it is in the freezer section, and here it is in the deli area.
Dun, 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 dun. As you're like scooting by the lettuce, all of a sudden it's like mound o' corn.
Exactly.
No, it's because yesterday Adrian came home Friday and he spent the night, and we were just doing like a family thing for 24, 36 hours. And I did enchiladas and Spanish rice and some things on Friday. Yes, it was nice. That was a special request by Veronica. And on yesterday, I asked him, I was like, should we just barbecue? And he was like, yeah, let's barbecue.
Is that a serious question?
Well, no, I mean, it was like me asking myself going, hey, do I really want to barbecue? Yeah. let's
How
barbecue.
much ambition do I have today?
But I go down to Ica and I'm like dashing through the store because we had been shopping earlier. So I was
through the
just
store
yeah, I was just
in a
in there.
one-horse open cart.
Exactly. And I knew exactly what I was going to get, but it was right there when I'm like, okay, should we go canned corn? Yeah.
Canned corn?
And then I'm thinking they got to have some of those shrink wrapped corn on the cobs around here somewhere.
Yes.
And that's when I saw like a small, it wasn't very many. But it was like fresh corn, with the thing. And I'm doing a price comparison, right?
Yeah.
Because first I'm like, oh, nothing beats fresh corn. And I'm like, I looked at the price and I'm going, well, and I peeled, I peeled some of like one of them open a little bit. People are starting to look at me. I'm like, okay.
Well, you
here we
got to
go.
check, You don't want a whole bunch of fungus to be on the top of it.
But all of a sudden it felt a little un-Swedish because as I'm peeling back the husk, I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I should just trust that what they put out is, going to be. So, but anyway, I'm peeling it back, and all of a sudden I start seeing a couple cavities. Like there's a couple of black corns up top, and I'm going, So I went with the shrink wrapped ready corn because I roll those in foil and stick them on the grill, and it takes no time. But anyway,
for sure. Well, now
so
if you had bought that corn and you just let it keep getting moldy, then I forget the word for it, but it's like a Mexican delicacy, like the moldy corn.
But why is that? I think that's just people. That's like culture's fooling people, because that's like rotten eggs and stuff like that. It's like, oh no, that's a delicacy. I think that's what people tell their kids.
That's the thing. But then, like in certain parts of Mexico, they eat cactus too, and I've had that, and it's no. I'm like, you need to distill it and turn it into tequila. Then I'm okay with it. But just to eat like boiled cactus, I'm like, no, thank you. But that's kind of the same thing. What is it? Not chilaquiles, but it's something that sounds like chilaquiles.
Okay. Yeah, no.
But yeah, I could have gone with your enchiladas then.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but the enchiladas were good. I mean, the barbecuing. I took because you barbecued yesterday too, right?
That's
you were
right.
out taking advantage.
I went with the chicken skewers. Was like, we only have so many days left, and it was a sunny day, so you gotta take advantage when you can.
Right. I went out and I swept. There were pine needles, there were leaves, there were all kinds of stuff outside, and I don't think I've been out back like to hang out for probably about 2 weeks.
So you are actively avoiding fall.
Oh yeah, no, I was out there and I was sweeping and I was like tucking stuff under bushes and like giving the whole appearance. I took the umbrella out, put it up and and so it was it wasn't toasty, but I mean it felt summer-esque.
Nice. Now when we were just in, I'm gonna call it co-op. I don't care what it's called here. For me, it's co-op. They have it in England too, and it's called co-op.
Got it.
So
because it's a cooperative.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right.
So we were in there, going around, getting a few little odds and ends, a few baby supplies, because somehow you need to buy diapers every 3 days or something. And I go past. You know how there's always kind of the area in and around where they have like the meats and the chicken and stuff like that, where they'll do seasonal stuff.
Yes.
So there it was all this pork leg and big trays of like root vegetables and all that stuff. I'm like, so is that a thing? Is that what you do in fall? Like, how do Swedes celebrate fall? Is like because chanterelles, you do it all the time. And the crawfish time is past.
Right.
So what is like there's no like drinking song about fall, at least from what I can tell.
Nah, but I'm thinking like stews and stuff like that, like meat stuff and like stews, but it still seems a little early to be doing survival food now. I mean, you know. But yeah, slowly but surely, it's when you start seeing the briquette stuff.
The what?
When the briquettes and when the charcoal and the pallets
when
of
it
that
disappears.
Stuff, yeah, when you start going in, I noticed that stuff like as soon as we pulled a car in. I'm like, hey, wait, what happened to the briquettes? I have that gut feeling. But yeah, because they have it like right towards the entrance when you go in.
Yeah.
Now.
It's like when they pull it into the back, it's like that old dad gene that goes, who touched the thermostat? Who did it?
Where did it go? But yeah, once they start, then you know that we are definitely heading into the stretch.
The cold, white, dark.
But I have discovered that it's not completely gone. They've just taken it and put it back in the back somewhere.
So it's like you have to have your guy to ask for it.
Oh yeah. No, I ask people. I'm like, I know it's back there. I'm standing by that double swinging door, sticking my head between the thing.
Hey you. No. It's not on that side of the warehouse. It's on the other side. Go back there and then make a left.
Right.
It's on the bottom. They hide it under the dog food.
Go to it. Exactly. No, I am definitely, yeah. And I can't remember if they started leaving like a couple bags out, but that's just like psychological warfare, to like be seeing like leave 3 little inkly bags out to remind people you remember when you were grilling? Do you remember?
Yes, true.
But it went good. I mean, we did like the standard affair and had the barbecue stuff, and then packed a bunch of food with Adrian. Sent him home with a bunch of leftover stuff because today is an early Niner game. Yes. So 7 p.m.
So speaking of that, we've been debating in this household whether or not we invest in a Philips air fryer, because football and wings, they just go together. Football, wings, pizza, beer, boom.
Right.
That's it. That's
bada
all you
bing,
need.
Bada boom. Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. You know
Bada
what I'm
boom.
saying?
Yeah,
Forget about it.
Yeah.
But it's like that thing is kind of, it takes up a bunch of volume. You know what I mean? It's not the smallest appliance in the world. So where are you going to put it? And it's like, but then you're like, but I can just make wings and fries, air fried, whenever I want.
I don't know if I've really done a bunch of air fried or tasted. I mean, have you tasted like air fried food? Is it?
No, but apparently it's exactly like deep fried, but without all the grease.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down. I would come in. I would come over.
Hey, Phillips,
and
if you're listening, send us one and we'll try it.
Yeah, I would give it a go. I would give it a go.
Man, anything for wings. Oof.
But somehow that seems kind of like diet soda, where, like you're not really getting. You kind of have to have the grease spraying all over the place, and it's like frying bacon. You know what you're getting into as soon as you're like, who wants bacon? I want bacon. It's like, oh, great. Okay. Then I'm going to be smushing it around the top of the stove because you can't get what?
So now with the darkness closing in around us, this is perfect movie season.
Yeah.
So what's with all the coronavirus coming back at us lately? Sweden's still looking pretty good, but only a matter of time. Then we're going to probably have to be re-quarantining again.
Yes.
What do you got? What's on the top hits for streaming for you right now?
Funny you should ask, Sean. Let's see. This weekend, we did the same debate. We decided we were going to have the family weekend, right? And we were like, okay, we'll do dinner and then we'll watch a movie. Nice. And I already start to get nervous, but I'm trying to.
So the first 30 minutes is flipping through Netflix, right?
Exactly. But now I've gotten better. I have like a little sticky note by the TV where I'm like writing down stuff as I come across it.
That's genius, man. Genius.
Yeah. Because I see stuff all week and I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect for Saturday. And then Saturday rolls around and the pressure's on and it's like, oh man. Let's see, what was that movie? Did it start with an R? But we actually, and I know that we typically talk Netflix, but the first. Well, let's see. Okay, the Friday movie we watched was The Silencing.
The Silencing.
Yeah. And it was actually a rental. It was like an Apple rental.
Okay.
But it is with, and I actually looked this up. Okay, instead of calling him the guy from Game of Thrones, it's Nikolai Coster.
Oh
Waldo.
yeah, the Kingslayer, Jaime Lannister.
Right.
Yeah. He's Dutch, right?
Yeah, or Danish, or he is. He's
Dutch, Danish. They're the same country.
Yeah, he's like he's D-ish.
Don't at me.
Yeah. And I was a little worried about the pronunciation of the names because I actually had to research a little bit because I didn't want to sound like a total idiot. Which, yeah,
too late.
Anyway, I was going to call him the Kingslayer.
Yeah,
but it was a pretty good movie.
Okay,
it was
the
a good movie.
Silencing.
It was like, yeah, and it's he is I was going to say in Swedish, före detta. He is like an ex-hunter that has now gone into preserving wildlife stuff, but there's kind of a murder mystery psycho thing in there.
Okay, cool. So like a suspense kind of thing.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah. So it was good, and I'm very proud of myself that because I was like, I'm thinking Landau, like the actor. What was the actor that had? It was like Martin Landau.
Yeah.
And when I saw his name, I'm like, well, it's got to be Waldau. I'm thinking, okay, it's got to be Nicollet. Yeah, Nicollet. Yeah. But they had a YouTube video, a couple seconds long, that it's just a woman pronouncing his name.
Oh, nice.
Nikolai Gaster. Waldo. Yeah, the other one we watched yesterday was Close.
Close.
Yeah. Released in 2019. That one's on Netflix. And this is the reason I got kind of iffy about the name stuff, because it's new. Wait a minute. Now, because I looked up. Noomi Rapace.
Nomi or Naomi?
No, it's Noomi. I always thought it was Naomi. And then I thought it was like Rapace or something, but it's not. It's the Swedish actress from the dragon tattoo thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. With the dark hair, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And she's like a executive bodyguard in this movie.
Ah, cool.
And I'd seen it a couple times. I'd scrolled by it. I watched the trailer a couple times, and then last night Lynn and I were like, "Hey, should we just do this?" We're like, "Let's just do it." So we did it, and it was okay. Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
At the end of the movie, I wasn't like regretting
the past 2.5 hours of your life.
Exactly. I want those back.
Well, if you're looking for a quick hit, I can recommend to you Get Hard. It's an hour and 37 minutes, so easily consumable, and it's Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, now I know.
So some Will Ferrell stuff, like I can't stand. Like I'm not a big old school person,
right?
But I love Talladega Nights, the Ricky Bobby
classic.
Yeah. So, Will Ferrell, okay, but typically Kevin Hart, I can find humor anywhere, And the two of them together, oh my God, it takes a little bit to get going, but then especially the middle of the movie, it's hysterical. The middle of the movie on is just like, it has you dying laughing.
Oh yeah. Well, now you sold me, because I was kind of iffy. I've scrolled by that a couple of times, going, could this? Yeah. Okay.
Because you're like, there's going to be some points where this is culturally inappropriate, but they just dive right into it, and it's hilarious.
There's no hesitation. It's like, hey, if we're going big.
They go right there, and it's amazing.
Okay.
So that one, and I've also started the first 5 minutes of Dr. Sleep. And then I realized it was like a Thursday night or something. Hinata had a big presentation the next day or something like that. So she was already asleep. So I'm like, ooh, I can watch whatever I want right now. So it's like cue all like the suspense
You're watching
movies
5 minutes
and the
of
horror
everything.
stuff. I'm like, it's almost Halloween, let's get in the mood. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
All the stuff I can never normally watch.
Right.
All the scary stuff. So then I'm like, oh, Dr. Sleep. It's like, wasn't it a Stephen King book? It's like a spiritual sequel in some ways to The Shining.
Okay.
So I started the first 5 minutes, and then I realized, I'm not prepared to watch a movie like this right now at 9:00 at night on a Wednesday or Thursday, whatever it was. Like, I need to be prepared for this. Because, like, the first 5 minutes, like, the music comes in, it's super tense, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep for the rest of the night.
Yeah, you need to do, like, a mental workout, like mental stretching, like to kind of prepare.
I need time to have, like, a green tea afterwards to get myself in the mood to go to bed again.
Like therapist.com.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, those are heavy duty. I watched a preview for Ratchet.
Yeah, that's number 2 in Sweden right now, right?
Ooh. I don't. Have you seen? You seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah.
Because I was wondering. I'm like, I know that name from someplace, and I know that there's a psycho nurse somewhere in film.
Yeah.
Land somewhere. And that's when I went in and read, she was, because the character in One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And this one looks like she took it to like 2020 and beyond.
Yeah. So that one's on our list right now. We haven't seen it yet, but that's definitely on our list.
Okay. I checked out The Social Dilemma this morning.
The Social Dilemma. That's been
that's
getting,
how
that's been on that top 10 of Sweden all week.
Yeah, that's how I started my Monday morning.
Here,
I'll have a cup of Joe.
Before you sign into Facebook, watch this documentary about how it's ruining your life.
Yeah, and then I didn't sign into Facebook. I'm like turning off all my notifications. I'm like, I knew that they were watching me.
I mean, that stuff for me, it's so funny because I've been working in advertising for 10, 12 years, something like that.
Right.
So all this stuff is obvious to me. Like I've known about it for years. I'm like, it's.
Right.
It used to be a free-for-all ad platform.
Yeah.
Like there's no editor. There's no person checking stuff.
Sure.
It's all automated. And that made them sell a bunch of ads super fast.
Yeah.
So people started abusing it, and then you get where we are now.
Hey, it is it's definitely an eye opener. I knew I haven't worked as closely with it as you have.
Yeah.
But, that whole thing about there is no such thing as free. And trying to teach, like like the first thing I paused the movie, went out in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, Veronica, what are you doing right now? Are you scrolling? Are you refreshing? Are you?
They're watching you. They have your thumbprint.
They have you.
Well, no. So I say all that stuff, but I joined what youth call Facebook when it was still called the Facebook.
Right.
Back in year 2 or year 3 maximum. I think it was year 2 when you needed a .edu email address. So you had to be a college student to sign up for it.
To be able to, okay.
Yeah. That's when it was that was the peak. And then they opened it up to anyone and everyone's mom got on it. And we were all like, this is going to be the worst thing that ever happened to it.
Yeah.
Fast forward 15 years. There you go.
Yeah, it is. It's not even highly recommended. I mean, I think that everybody needs to watch something like that because hopefully, and I'm sure we run into people every day that still aren't really. They either look at it as just fun stuff. It's like fun stuff. It's like nobody does that. Nobody looks at this and nobody. But there is a reason why companies have gazillions of dollars.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, so those are I watched it this morning and still creeping me out a little bit. But anyway.
Well, you want to dive into a little fantasy land? I can recommend The Witcher for you.
Ooh, okay.
So it's based on a series of books by a Polish author. Mm-hmm. And then this, I think they're Polish, CD Projekt Red, this video game company, made 3 different video games out of it. And the latest one, The Witcher 3, which came out a few years ago, won all sorts of awards and all that stuff. But the story is really, really kind of like a Game of Thrones fantasy kind of thing. Mm. But the main character, he's a witcher, which he's like a mutant kind of thing with some sort of quasi-special powers, and he kills monsters. But it's not just about killing monsters. It's more about, are the monsters or are the humans the monsters really, because they're horrible people and all that stuff. It's really quite interesting, and it's really well done. It's Henry Cavill is in the lead role.
Okay,
Mr. Superman himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good. I can recommend it.
I'm wondering if I wasn't in and took a look at like 1 or 2 episodes, and but see, that's the problem, right? With access to all this stuff, you go in and then for some reason you forget.
I know my like keep watching list is like 20 shows long right now.
Yeah. No, so I need to go back in, and I need to put a sticky note next to my sticky notes by the sticky note that I have by the TV. Actually, I need to put just a whole notebook over there. And, for sure. And I tried to use that watch list feature, but that thing is so full packed of stuff.
Yeah,
I ran out of
you have to have a second watch list. Like, what's the priority of the watch list?
To watch the watch with the watch list.
Exactly.
So what do you got coming up this week? You guys got any preparation stuff for the oncoming winter?
Well, preparing for someone to go to preschool for the first time.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Mm-hmm. So it's like we have to take stock of all the clothes that we thought we had, and then realize, well, now we're going to have to get double everything because he should have stuff at the preschool and at home and all that kind of thing. So
you got to have backups of the backups.
Yeah, backups of the backups. And we're going to be those people that leave gloves all over Stockholm. Random children's gloves everywhere.
It's so funny. It's so funny too, because it's been a while since my kids, right, were at that stage. But I remember that getting those notices where it was like you had to check to make sure that your emergency backup kit was, had clothes in it that fit your kid, that you hadn't, been using the same kit for 3 years, and he's going to look like Mini Hulk when you try to stick him in. All it goes.
But then I'm going to be one of those people too. So for the past several years, I've been building this photography collection of random objects strewn around Stockholm.
Okay.
So it's like, most of the time it's kid stuff, but there's like adult things too. Like you'll see random jackets just laying on a street bench, or like a kid's glove propped up on the end of a fence and stuff like that. Right. And it's the most random things in the most random places that people just drop. But the Swedish way is that they don't just, you wouldn't just take something like that. No. You're just going to pick it up off the floor and put it on an elevated place so it doesn't get all dirty and wet. Right. So in case someone goes back looking for it, they can find it.
Yeah.
So it's all that stuff. So now I'm going to be contributing to this pile of random assorted things around the city.
Right. You could actually go back. It's like a visual, like a lost and found kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You could track down a lost glove. Have you ever gone out like after a Saturday night, like a early Sunday morning, just to see what kind of stuff is out on the streets of Stockholm that people?
I haven't, but I'm sure it must be great. As soon as like everyone has this vaccine, I should just spend an early Sunday morning in like Vasastan or like the middle of the city and just document stuff. Because like I can tell you, having lived on South Beach for a few years, Sunday morning you saw so many walks of shame everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a pair of pants one time, and it's those type of things where I kind of wonder. It makes you wonder a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I used to be taking pictures of like kids' gloves and kids' boots and stuff like that. That's passé now. Now I'm going for like a random toy or like a car seat in a tree and stuff. It's like it's incredible.
Yeah. Hair dryer.
Yes.
That is it for this week's episode, everybody. Thanks as always for tuning in. And thanks to everyone who's gone into Apple iTunes, Google Play, and given us an amazing rating and review. We see them, we love them. And for all those listeners out there who haven't yet given us those amazing 5-star ratings, what are you waiting for? We love to see all that kind of feedback and appreciation. So please get into wherever you listen to your podcasts and give us an amazing rating. And if you're at all curious about what Rodney and I talk about before we hit the record button on the podcast, head over to YouTube, search for 2 Guys, 3 Crowns. We've got our official channel up and running over there, and we've uploaded some of the latest episodes that you can follow along with. Also, we have some pre-podcast behind-the-scenes footage, so be sure to check that out, and then come back here next week for more 2 Guys, 3 Crowns.